Good evening. Welcome to this week's edition of StormCast. I'm your host, Joey Pisani. Great to have all you guys back with us. It has been about 2 weeks since we've done a StormCast, so definitely good to be back. Got our awesome team with us tonight. We've got Elena. We've got Dan up in Wisconsin. Lady Disaster, a.k.a. Jesse. One of our newer members. Great to have him on StormCast with us, Mike, out in Oklahoma. And we have Steven out in Montana. And myself here, Joey, coming to you from EWV HQ in Atlanta. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We've had a lot of crazy weather go on this past week. So we were talking about the severe weather, the flooding, the heat, and then we'll be taking a look at Memorial Day weekend and a couple other topics. So let's get right to it. First, we want to take a look at some of the severe weather that we had in the past couple of weeks. So Jesse had some storm report information for us from these past couple of weeks. We got that here on the SPC. It's been kind of a crazy last couple of weeks with especially the tornadoes. I'm just going to kind of highlight some of the stuff that's gone on, especially this past week. You guys probably heard a lot on the news about some of the tornadoes, and we'll kind of talk to Mike about it as well since he's out there in Oklahoma. Elk City, Oklahoma got hit pretty hard. McLean, Texas got hit pretty hard. Even up in Wisconsin, Dan, there was that pretty damaging tornado up there. I can't remember the name of the town that was in.
Well, that was.
Go ahead.
That was Northern Illinois.
No, there's a tornado up in Wisconsin that killed someone and that went through a mobile home park. I cannot remember.
Oh, that would be Chautauqua.
Yeah, that one. Yep. So we had that as well. We've had a lot of.
I thought you meant just on the 17th.
No. Just I'm trying to think of all the big stuff that's happened here in like the past week and a half.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
It really has been a lot. A lot of activity going on. And then also we've had a lot of flooding in places of Oklahoma. Yesterday in Alabama, last night there was a lot of flooding. Arkansas, southwest Missouri. So it's been a pretty busy pattern the last week. Even had a high risk day a couple days ago. So I mean, it's definitely been a good May for sure, severe weather wise, and we're getting into a little bit of a quieter pattern, severe weather wise, but bit more of a comfortable pattern here, at least in the southeast. So I'm gonna go down the line, kind of give you guys each an opportunity to kind of go over some of your weather highlights since the last time we did StormCast. So we'll start with you, Elena. I know we were talking earlier, and you were telling me it's been really hot out there in California. So what's the last week been like for you?
It's gone up and down from being really cold to being very hot. I think yesterday or the other day we hit 102.
Wow.
And that's just starting. In the summertime, we'll probably hit 110, maybe 120. So
Man.
We'll see.
That's a lot of heat. Definitely make sure you stay hydrated. Hydrate. Have you been getting any storms out there, or has it been pretty quiet weather-wise?
It's been pretty quiet. The only thing that's been getting up here is a lot of fires, brush fires. We have one right now in Kalinga that they're fighting. It's done about 4,000 acres.
Wow.
They have 85% contained.
Well, that's good.
So,
85%. So hopefully we'll be able to get it out. But definitely it is getting into wildfire season out there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, Dan, what about you? I know we kind of mentioned the one tornado up there in Wisconsin, and you also saw some wind damage and stuff like that. So tell us what the weather's been like for you these last couple of weeks. Oh, I think you're muted.
What I was going to say is I'm trying to put together a couple of things here. So if you don't mind, if you want to go to the next person, if you don't mind coming back to me, I'll have a few more things I can show you.
Sure thing. All right, Jesse, out there in Iowa, you said it was kind of cold there now, but Wasn't it hot there for a while, back up into near the 80s?
Yeah, it was rather hot for a few days, and then storm system came through, and then it got really, really cold.
Yeah, and you actually got some pretty amazing pictures a couple days ago. Tell us what that experience was like.
Well, interesting. I saw the shelf cloud coming across the horizon, and I was like, all right, hey, snap some shots of that. And then I saw what was coming behind it, and I got out of there. 80-mile-an-hour winds coming with that puppy.
Yeah, definitely pretty severe weather. And where did you go to see that? Was that there in Cedar Rapids, or where
It
did
was
you
south
travel
of
to?
town.
South
It was
of
just
Cedar
south of
Rapids.
town.
Gotcha. So it's kind of moved from south to north and kind of towards you. Did you
It followed me home.
did you have any damage there in the area from that storm?
No.
Wow. A lot of heavy rain though, huh?
Oh yeah, lots of rain, hail.
Well,
No
that's
lightning.
definitely
Which
good.
is very weird. No lightning.
That is really weird. In a strong storm like that to not have any lightning. What was the temperature like? Was it in like the 80s that day?
It's about 75.
Okay, so a little bit lower temperature, so maybe not as much instability in the atmosphere. So, what about you, Mike? I mean, you're out there in Oklahoma. I mean, you've been working a lot with some of our chasers out there these past couple weeks, so I know it's been pretty busy for you. And so, kind of give us a recap of what's been going on out there in Northeast Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean the temperatures have been in like the low 70s into 80 degrees, but we've been getting a lot of rain. We're flooding once again. We really never got out of that flood from 2 or 3 weeks ago, and unfortunately, we're going to get more rain this weekend. So the lakes and rivers are just rising. I know we had 2 confirmed tornado warnings. One, I think, was that storm in Muskogee where that car flipped over. And then they had that one down in Lake Eufaula area.
I did not hear about the Lake Eufaula one. Do they have any ratings on Did they have any ratings on those?
EF1.
Both of them were EF1?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
I guess on Lake Eufaula it tipped over some boat houses and did a lot of damage. So.
Wow.
That's not
approximately how far is that from where you live?
Lake Eufaula is like an hour and a half, roughly, to 2 hours.
And what about, what was it, Muskogee?
Muskogee, it's only like 45 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty close.
I think we lost Joey.
Yeah.
I think we lost the main guy for this StormCast.
Oh, no, he's coming back here.
I'm good.
We're
good.
Now he's back.
All right.
Broadcast is still going, so we're good, guys. So continue. I didn't quite catch the end of what you were saying there about the Muskogee one.
Oh yeah, it's just about 45 minutes from where I live. It's not too far away, so it got pretty close. And that same storm come up in my area, and they did issue a tornado warning. So it got a little hairy there for a little while. So we didn't get no confirmed tornado, but it was still a thunderstorm that was producing a tornado. So that's
pretty significant.
Yeah, I mean, we still turned the tornado sirens off, so I had to cut out real fast and go turn the tornado sirens on.
So yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Kind of tell the viewers what it's like, being in the fire department and dealing with severe weather. Like, how do you guys deal with all of that?
Oh, it's hard. I mean, we just how it works is we have an emergency manager that kind of tones us out when severe weather's going on, and we spot. And then if we have any flooding, we have some water rescue teams that come out and help us with water rescues. So I anticipate we'll probably have to do some this coming weekend as much rain is coming in.
Yeah, you guys are expecting another couple inches out there this weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I saw 4 days is what they're expecting of rain, so that's
Wow.
not good for
That's-
what we're dealing with already.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully, folks will be prepared and you don't make the national news for flooding.
I hope not.
So, what about you, Steven, up there in Montana? How's the weather treating you?
It's treating me really good. It's been pretty nice. It's 70 degrees outside right now. And it's going to hop between the 70s and the 60s and the 80s this whole weekend, the 50s.
Wow, that's really comfortable.
We're supposed to get 68 tomorrow, 80 on Tuesday, 62, 58 Thursday, 62 Friday. And then the weekend is supposed to be 67 and 70.
Wow, that is really a nice. So you're looking forward to a nice Memorial Day weekend up there in Montana. You have any Memorial Day weekend plans?
My parents will be out of town, and I'll be home with the dog until Saturday night. They'll be coming back. So they're going on the Billings for a couple of days because my nephew's going to be playing t-ball down there.
Gotcha. Sounds nice. Nice. Well, here in Atlanta, it's been pretty up and down weather-wise. We were pretty close to some records for a couple days. We were right in the upper 80s, right around the 90 mark. I think we actually hit 90 a couple days ago. We hit 90, and then the temperatures kind of went back down by last weekend, back down into the 70s. And then earlier this week was a pretty hot week, especially toward the end of the week, basically Wednesday through Saturday. We were about 88 to 90 degrees each day. Then had a pretty decent round of storms come through last night. Nothing severe, but a lot of strong winds and heavy rain and lightning shut us down at the park yesterday for about 2.5 hours. Still had a laser show. Today was a lot nicer of a day. We had a brief round of storms this morning, but then only got up to about 78 degrees, and we're expecting a pretty stormy week here tomorrow, and then a little break on Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to be pretty stormy, and about a 40% chance of storms for Memorial Day weekend, picking up a bit later to next week, Sunday and Monday. So we'll have to see. Temperatures this week, though, with all those storms around, going to stay down in the 70s, maybe lower 80s, and not really warming back up to the mid-80s till next week sometime. So I'm definitely thankful for that. I'm going to be talking about temperature outlook here for the summer in just a minute, but before I do that, I wanted to go back to Dan and kind of get a recap of kind of what the weather's been like up there in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a balmy 57 degrees. It's supposed to remain pretty cool for the rest of the week. We've had a lot of rain, but most noticeably, we've had some pretty strong winds that came through on the 17th. Now, if this lets me, I'm going to do a screenshot share here.
There it goes.
Nope, won't let me. Oh, awesome. Oh, that ain't going to work either.
Gotta love technology.
Well, you know my feelings of Google. So let me try this here. Because, of course, that doesn't make sense. Here. Maybe that'll work. So, I don't know if hopefully you can see that, but that's a graphic that
there we go.
my local national weather. put out from Milwaukee. And this is a recap of the storm reports
Holy
that
cow.
occurred back on the 17th. Now, you'll notice that western Wisconsin had more numerous reports.
Mhm.
But if you take a look at southeast Wisconsin, which is in around my neck of the woods, see if I can even make this a little bigger here.
Oh, yeah.
You can see down to the south, that red indicator mark, northern Illinois did have that EF1 tornado that went through. And this was a bow echo storm that came through, and it was all moving to the northeast. So as this line from the west moved to the east here, this is Walworth County. That's the county that I'm in. I went out for damage storm pictures the following day, and I happen to know that the west side of the county got hit the hardest. And then that's going to be reflected on this graphic here. You can see that 80 mile per hour marker.
Yeah, that's really strong.
Pretty much right on what would be the Rock County and Walworth County line. So now let me go back to, come on, Google.
And that 80 mile per hour wind report, to kind of put it in perspective for some folks, that is hurricane force winds we're talking. That's almost a category 2 hurricane force. It's pretty strong.
Now, this is a picture that I took. The road that I was on is literally called County Line Road. So this is right on that border. And this is not the graphic that I wanted. There we go. This was actually a little bit. No, I don't know which one you're seeing.
I'm seeing the one with the silo and all the damage.
Yep, that's that in the background of that silo. That was a barn.
Yeah, that's heavily damaged.
Total barn collapse.
Yeah.
Yep. That was right along that road. Come on, Google. God, I hate Google. And now, of course, it's not going to let me show you the other pictures. Come on, Google. Okay, here you go. Hang on just a second.
Google and Dan do not get along very well. They have this
this is a tree that was that went down right on County Line Road. So this is right between Rock County and Walworth County.
Yeah, I think just got
all the way up and down this.
Right there.
All the way up and down this road, there were trees just like this. I mean, I could have taken 30-some pictures that looked just like this with that kind of damage on it. And I have one more for you. Come on.
Assuming Google will let you show it here.
Not a fan. This was another tree that went down. This was inside the town of Richmond. So this is a little bit further east of where I was. And multiple trees just like this. You know, like I said, I could have taken a bunch that looked very similar to this. This was widespread throughout the western part of Walworth County, up by Whitewater, and then down closer towards Janesville and the Rock County. But that's what we have back on the 17th. Yeah, I mean, you can see it's a pretty sizable tree.
Did you see any like tree? Is that tree? Or do you see any like trees on houses or anything like that, or nothing like that? I mean, 'cause, imagine if that tree fell in that house there to the left, that would have caused some serious damage.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, I have. In fact, if you give me just a moment,
okay, while you do that,
export this image here really quick so I can save it to my preview so I can share it with you.
Well, while he does that, we got a reports total so far for the month of May. Thank you, Jesse, for providing this graphic. We've had 211 tornado reports so far for the month of May. Now, you have to kind of remember an average year in the U.S., you can see maybe about 1,000 tornadoes reports, 1,000 to 1,600 on busier days. So definitely a lot.
This here was a house that, Yeah, you can see along the bottom. By the time I was able to take the picture, obviously they had the tree removed and already cut up. But this was damage that was done to a house. This was also on the western edge of Walworth County as well, where a tree just came crashing down on the house. So
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
yeah.
A lot of damage there, and and that's just one area. I mean, we've had a lot of damage from Wisconsin all the way down to Texas. So basically, from the Canada border all the way down to Mexico damage. And as I was saying here, this is just for the month of May. 211 tornado reports. Look at the number of wind reports. Over 2,000 wind reports, damaging wind reports. 2122. And 1,222 hail reports for a combined total of 3,555. So pretty astronomical numbers there. And we still have about 10 days left in this month of May. So we'll probably easily break 4,000, maybe even 4,500 reports for the month. So definitely been a pretty active month.
That tornado warning that occurred for I believe that was I can't read the name of the county in Illinois, but in northern Illinois, as it moved northeast, the southern part of Walworth County did go tornado warned as well, around the Lake Geneva area. A lot of people watching this might know where that is. It's a popular vacation spot. They ended up going tornado warned as well. I would imagine that a survey crew came out. I haven't heard anything reported about them confirming a tornado.
The county, that would have been, I believe, McHenry. McHenry County in Illinois.
Well,
either that one or Boone.
It could have been, but it's going to be the county just west of that.
It's Boone,
so
then.
Boone
County.
Yeah, Boone County. That's probably what it says. Yeah.
Yep.
Boone County,
I had it pulled up on my GR3.
That's where they assessed the EF1. And as that moved northeast, that's what spawned the warning for Walworth County, but nothing confirmed there.
So, yeah, definitely
been a busy night.
Pretty. Yeah, it really has been. We've had some really long nights having, our chasers out there. And you, Jesse, Mike, Steven, we've all been, putting in some long hours, staying up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, working with our chasers out in Oklahoma. And they don't have Cindy on here tonight. I know she's had some pretty active weather down there in southern Oklahoma, and Justin had some pretty active weather in southwest Oklahoma, and one of our other team members, Megan's been out in Texas, and Dulce out in Texas. So it's definitely been a pretty crazy weather-wise. But in addition to severe weather threat, before we end this Stormcast here, I wanted to go over just two more short things. The first thing is that whether we realize it or not, guys, hurricane season is right around the corner. Hurricane season begins on June 1st and runs through November 30th of this year. Now, Colorado State University has put out their forecast for hurricane season this year. The typical 30-year average is to have 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes. Colorado State University is forecasting us to have 11 named storms, 4 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes. The Weather Channel is forecasting 14 named storms, if I recall correctly, 6 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. So a little bit of different opinions between different sources, but nonetheless, hurricane season is right around the corner. First named storm was Arlene, and we've got Arlene. The next one will be Brett. Eastern Pacific's already started their hurricane season. That started back on May 15th. So definitely we'll see how hurricane season plays out this year. Interesting thing, I think it was a couple weeks ago, someone was asking me if we were going to be having El Nino return. It does not look like it's going to be setting in at least through the first part of the summer. So due to the fact that El Nino may not be kicking in, that could help kind of increase a little bit of the hurricane activity for the first half of hurricane season. So that is definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on for sure. And we also had, I was talking to Jesse the other day about this. We've had snow, pretty decent sizable snowstorm out in Colorado. Denver, Colorado received over 4 inches of snow. This is May 20th, May 21st.
Yep.
So, that's a pretty late season snowfall. So, the weather has really been kind of showing all 4 seasons all across the country. So, it's definitely keeping things busy just the way we like it. So, but yeah, before we head out here, I just want to see what everyone's Memorial Day weekend plans are. We got Memorial Day weekend coming up. So, what are your plans and what's the weather forecast looking like? So, are you going to be good for outdoor plans, or are you guys going to be doing stuff indoors? So, Elena, we'll start with you.
Just enjoying being with friends and family for Memorial Day weekend. And then it's going to be hot until the middle of the week, and then we get some cooler weather, like in the 70s, maybe 80s.
Nice. Well, that definitely beats those hundreds and 110-degree temperatures. Awesome. Hope you have a great Memorial Day. What about you, Dan? You guys have any plans up there where you're at for Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, we're going to try to get the family together on Sunday.
Nice.
And Sunday's forecast up here is going to be in the upper 60s with just a small chance of rain. So
Sounds very
outdoor
pleasant.
plans, grilling outside, doing some volleyball, other backyard
Awesome.
sports. And just have a good time hanging out there.
Sounds wonderful. What about you, Jesse? Any plans for Memorial Day weekend, and is the forecast going to ruin those plans?
Got no plans.
What about what's the weather supposed to be like?
It looked.
That is kind of surprising.
I have not looked.
Well, hopefully it's not too soggy for you, and do you guys is Memorial Day a time when you guys do a lot of fireworks in your area, or not really? Just kind of curious, because I know down here some of the neighbors and stuff like that shoot off fireworks.
This year they haven't put it into play yet. I think it goes into play June 1st, but they finally have legalized fireworks in Iowa.
Wow. Interesting. Wow. That's so how's that going to work for 4th of July? I guess no fireworks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So are they burning down too many cornfields or something like that?
I don't know, but I don't know.
There goes the fall crops, the fall harvest. Oh, burned it down in 4th of July.
All the fireworks are legal up here in Wisconsin, because if it gets out of control, we can just douse them with milk.
There you go. There you go.
Milk and cheese.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's gonna rain all weekend, but we got a Memorial Day parade.
Nice, a parade. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Our call volume starts to go up during Memorial Weekend, so hopefully we're not too busy, but seems that's
Michael need to build an ark.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Go up to Kentucky, they have one.
There you go.
That's kind of when our call volume starts to go up, is around Memorial Weekend, so hopefully it stays quiet, but it is the holiday, so
yeah.
Around
People
that time.
seem to get stupid during holidays sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all we got planned for the Memorial Weekend.
All right. Well, hopefully you have a great weekend there. What about you, Steven? You have any Memorial Day weekend plans?
Probably hang out with my uncle and my aunt, and
Nice.
maybe my grandparents, depending on what's going on. But it's going to be 67 for the weekend.
That is like the perfect temperature.
70 for Sunday, so it's going to be perfect, and hopefully nothing crazy happens up here too, because usually on the weekends it's easier than the weeks, because we get more calls on the weekends than during the week because we're, the week today was pretty busy with the calls and everything, but we'll see what happens and see how things go. I'm working 4 days this week, so I'll be pretty busy. And
Yeah.
my only day off is Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Gotcha. Well, hey, at least you got Saturday and Sunday off, so hopefully you can enjoy those days off and not get called in. So awesome. And here in Atlanta, we're kind of at a 50-50 chance for some thunderstorms. I'll be working this weekend at Stone Mountain Park. Largest Memorial Day weekend activity in Atlanta is actually at Stone Mountain Park. We have a 4-day Memorial Day weekend celebration that we do with some of the biggest fireworks in Atlanta. So it could be pretty busy Memorial Day weekend. We're expecting some decent crowds for those days, probably 6,000 to 8,000 people out each day, especially Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully it'll be good. But I want to thank you guys for joining me and doing the Stormcast with me. And it's always a pleasure having you guys on with us. And hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys all on Stormcast next Sunday night around 9:30 Eastern, 10 o'clock if we're having technical difficulties like we had tonight. But definitely have a great weekend, guys. Always be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're just checking us out for the first time. Follow us on social media, on our Facebook page, Extreme Weather Videos, Twitter at ExtremeWX Videos. Use the hashtag EWVLive for all your storm pictures and videos. And we'll see you guys next Sunday night here on Stormcast.